that social networking is a vital part of society because it makes communication a lot easier.
Our argument is that social networking is bad for society because it promotes the isolation of individuals while still detracting from their God-given right to privacy. So, you guys go first.
In contact with them, like before Facebook or any of this technology stuff that we have today, like, you know, we might mail somebody from time to time, occasional phone call here and there, but with Facebook, like, you could, it helps you stay really connected. Like, you could write on their walls, you could send them a message, a video, they'll know what you're doing, what you're up to. Like, it's like an everyday thing. So anytime you want to go see a friend or talk to a friend, you just type in a letter and that's it. So it's pretty simple to stay connected to friends, especially relatives too. If you have relatives in different countries, like including myself, I have relatives in India, like I talk to them through Facebook, and it's an easy way for me to like stay close to my family.
And on top of that, like with Facebook, like you can keep track of your events, like see like your birthdays of like all the people you know, and like you can like make groups like of like all the things you believe in. Like with that, like you can keep track of your things more effectively.
Yeah, if you wanted to like promote an event or make an event for something like, I don't know, if you want people to recycle more, and you have like a recycling event, you can do that. You can make an event, tell people about it, they read about it right there, put up a video, that's it. Like if you didn't have technology, you would have to call every single person. With Facebook, people you don't even know would probably come, make new friends. It's a really good way to stay interactive with other people besides your own little group.
Okay, according to Science Daily, the article's titled "Educational Benefits of Social Networking Sites Uncovered." University of Minnesota, they had like, you know, kind of like a study of a bunch of students, and 77%, you know, they were they were placed just as well as students who weren't really like prominent users of, or like big time users of social networking sites. So, you know, that kind of shows that like really it doesn't matter, you know, you'll be just as good as, you know, this guy over here, you know, it's like, oh, I'm not gonna use networking, I hate it, it's the devil, you know. So, but, you know, and let's see, what else? It shows here, when asked what they learned from using social networking sites, the students listed technology skills as the top lesson, followed by creativity, being open to new or diverse ideas, and communication skills. Because Facebook and social networking sites opens you up to like a whole different community, you know, because nowadays they have something where like if you're a friend of someone, you know, you can connect to like 20 other people, and then you can see, you can join a bunch of groups, learn a bunch of different information, and it's, you know, it's a huge thing. For example, you know, if I come up with videos, pictures, songs, share stuff with everybody. And then according to, what's it called, Miss Vila, a social person, you know, works at Harvard University's Berkman Center, you know, now studies are saying technology is going to encourage skills for jobs we didn't know existed. You know, so it's opening kind of like new areas for, you know, for jobs, and more people will be employed. And I'm going to end my argument with a quote she also says that states, social networking has earned a place in American culture from which there's no turning back.
I'm going to have to disagree with that. I think in the story feed, if you didn't embrace the feed and have one installed into your brain, you would be isolated from others. Facebook is similar. If you don't have a Facebook, you're isolated from those who have them when it comes to conversations about what happened on it, and etc. Facebook is bad in the way that it makes people feel left out if they don't have it, and it takes out the aspect of person-to-person conversation.
Yeah, but everyone could have a Facebook. It's not like they don't have to.
I know, but there's some people who can't afford a computer, so they can't have a Facebook.
I guess that's true too. Okay.
Right. Also, and it replaces the conversation from person to person to conversation through technology person. If we are so dependent on Facebook, which is technology, to talk to others, we might find ourselves leaning on technology in other ways too, just like how the people in feed eventually became so dependent on technology. Their entire lives are revolved around it. I bet they started off on Facebook, like something like Facebook, to talk to one another, and now this is what it's lent to.
Yeah, but it's not like Facebook's like a really bad thing. It's helping people communicate. They're just talking to each other, talking about different things, videos and events. It's not like they're using it like, oh, this is my life.
Yeah,
to talk to
there are some people who do that.
Yeah, but it's a really easy way to talk to people and communicate, and
well, I have evidence.
It's easy to be social with it. Like, you know, even on the phone, they don't know what to say, they get nervous. On Facebook, you know, you just write it down. It's really simple, you know.
But it can be misconstrued.
Yeah, but depending on who you are, what kind of person you are, I guess.
Well, another thing is like the feed was in their heads, so I mean, it's not like they could have like logged out of Facebook or anything. It was like it's stuck.
Yeah, in the book, The Feed, it's a lot different because you know they already have it all in their heads. It's part of them wherever they go. Facebook's a thing like, oh, you check it from time to time, go on the computer, your phone, whatever. You know, even if you don't want to check it, you don't have to check
Like
it.
eventually, they're gonna start. I guess like in the future, technology will turn to that probably. Like it won't go into your head because people are always on it. People spend like hours upon hours on it.
Yeah, but is it
Not just on Facebook.
Is it really a bad thing though? Are we doing anything bad on it by communicating with friends, events?
You're losing like that
videos?
face-to-face
I
conversation.
get,
And there's another
no, but
point.
like
We're talking about the present right now, not the future.
Yeah, but
that's
We're
today.
making-
It's not like, oh, people have Facebook, they don't have to meet each other, and like, you know, they plan parties on it. That's why we have events. Always events timers, invite people. It's
Yeah,
a
I
really
know.
easy way to do it.
here's my evidence. Okay, it's on page 288 of Feed. It said, then one day when her mother had left and I needed work, I was at a job interview. I was an excellent candidate. 2 men were interviewing me, talking about this and that. Then they were silent, just looking at me. I grew uncomfortable. Then one day when her mother had left and I needed work, I was at a job interview. I was an excellent candidate. 2 men were interviewing me, talking about this and that. Then they were silent, just looking at me. I grew uncomfortable. Then they began looking at each other and doing what I might call smirking. I realized that they had chatted me and that I had not responded. They found this funny, that a man would not have a feed, so they were chatting about me in my presence, teasing me when I could not hear, free to assess me as they would right in front of me. I did not get the job. This was Violet's father talking, and he feels isolated from the 2 interviewers because he doesn't have a feed and can't participate in their conversation. This is how conversation through technology can make you feel isolated if you aren't involved.
Well, even in today's world, like, if I don't want to talk to you and I want to talk to like her or talk to Aaron, I'll text message him or something like that. So it's not like, oh my God, you know, just because of the feed, it's being privately. Like even in today's society, we can do that.
I know, that's why I was
Yeah,
saying.
but people want to be private. That's just the way people are. They don't want to keep everything in the open. So
But
how's
see,
that?
the problem is that on Facebook, not everything is private. Actually,
most
nothing
of
is
it's
private.
people
Nothing
are
is
able to
private
access.
because even your chat conversations are cached in the servers at Facebook, and they own creative intelligence copyrights to everything that's on Facebook, including your
Everything-
conversations.
Okay, I understand that, but even
It's like
me, it's not like it's not like I'm talking about things that, oh my God, I don't want anyone to hear.
Yeah,
it's
it's
about like things with friends and stuff.
It's your personal responsibility to like keep your I guess your ideas or like whatever you put on Facebook something that like you would want like your parents or anything to hear about. Like you wouldn't want somebody else to like eavesdrop on your conversation
Right.
and you know what you want to say.
It's your personal responsibility, but you don't control what other people put on.
Also, another problem with Facebook is that there are a lot of cases of, let's say, mostly girls who, you know, they make statuses of what they're doing and where they're going, like, every day, and, you know, everyone is able to access this information.
But that's only their friends, though.
And a lot of people, even if you don't have you have to have a certain, if your security isn't that, if it's not secured, anyone can really see
Well,
your
yeah, I understand.
statuses.
Maybe you should adjust your security settings.
Yeah, people should know.
Even some friends, some of the people you're friends with, you might not be that close with. It might be someone you met one
Well,
day
that's
and
a
they friend you
decision
on
you have to
Facebook.
make. That's a decision you have to make yourself.
Okay, but I'm just saying, so then these people can access that information and find out where they're going and stalk them, and this can lead to
Okay, but
danger.
that's like
really.
alright. Maybe that might happen sometimes, but that depends on who you add and what kind of friends you decide to have.
And what you
But-
post
but
on your
even-
Facebook wall too.
yeah, okay.
All the things that you put on your
Like if someone says, okay, they're going to the movie theater with this at this movie theater, you know,
Okay.
you know the person who sees that knows where they're going, and
Well, you shouldn't
they
put
go there.
you shouldn't put like private details like that. Like
People
where
still
you're
do
located.
that,
People do that. A lot of
I
people do
understand.
that.
There's even
And
an
they don't understand that. That's the problem.
Alright. The main thing that we're trying to say is that Facebook keeps everyone connected. So this is evidence we got from a website, Online Social Networks,
This is University of Berkeley.
and this is what David of MySpace said. Okay, he was like, "All right, I went to a conference in Washington D.C. once, and met a lot of people. Instead of having to exchange phone numbers and all that, and having to make long-distance phone calls, we just asked each other for our emails, and unrealistically, because they require you to basically have a long conversation this time. It would be weird to call someone just to say what's up, because people don't want to have an awkward conversation. Just say, hi, how are you doing? With MySpace and other online communications like Facebook, you can send even just short messages to each other, just to see how they've been holding up, like what's up, what's going on. So he's basically saying like, even when you meet new people, you don't want to get their phone number because, like, legitly, what are the odds of you calling them and asking them? If you have a Facebook, you can start up a small conversation or ask them, what's up, what's going on, and it doesn't have to be awkward or anything like that.
I I think that's like the same thing, really. Getting someone's number or becoming friends with them on Facebook.
Okay, but listen,
you need to get to know someone first
getting their
before
phone
you get
number,
their number, right?
But when you get their phone number and it's someone you barely know, you don't really want to just call them and say, hey, what's up? They're going to be like,
I think
hey,
it's
I'll
awkward.
let you
But
know.
there
On
are
Facebook,
people.
you could like talk to them.
No, I think it's awkward when someone requests you as a friend, like when they meet you, when you like met them, just the first
Yeah,
time.
the first time they want to get to know you. It's
But
your
there are-
choice if you want to add them or not. It's your
There
choice.
are people,
is, but-
you can see someone's phone number when you add them on Facebook if they use Facebook Mobile. Because the instant you access it from your phone number is put up on Facebook. And you don't have a choice about it. And you can't undo it. So,
Okay, but
they
that's for
can
your
get your
friends.
phone number and then you
Usually,
they
usually when
can
people
stalk
add,
you.
usually people add other people, it's like mutual friends, so they know each other. It's a decision you have to make who you add and who you don't add. I'm not telling you to add whoever you want or whoever, whatever random guy in the street you just talk to. But if they want to add you, you have a decision to make.
But you can,
So either you,
I mean,
you
Speaking
can add
of
them.
stalking,
let me just tell you my evidence I have for stalking. So NSW Premier Christina Connolly was reportedly being harassed by social networking stalkers. Last week, she appeared distressed with facing reporters, making reference to what she called the inappropriate behavior of media who had been following her car in which she traveled with her young sons. And acting Premier Carmel Tabud said that he thinks social media provides a great opportunity to communicate more broadly and with different sorts of people. But I guess we do not. He said, but I guess we do not need to be mindful that it can be a bit intrusive. So it's about getting a balance between being accessible, but also making sure that your personal security and that of your family is protected. So he's saying, basically your security is really protected when you're friends with people you
Yeah,
don't
but I
really
feel
know.
like the friends that you have, it's a decision you have to make. So if you don't want to add somebody, don't. If you want to delete someone, do it. So it's a decision you have to make. Like for me personally, like I add people I know. If I don't know them that well, they have to have a mutual friend that I know.
and
they know.
there's
That's
the problem of you can't control what other people post. So let's say I'm friends with someone who, or let's say my sister, and my sister posts that her and I are going out to dinner at some place. I can't control that she posted that. I can't delete it, and if she's deciding to be annoying, she's going to leave it up even if I ask her not to. So let's say her friend on Facebook sees that and happens to want to stalk me. He can stalk me by seeing my sister's status.
Okay, but what
It's
are the
also
odds
the
of something
same
like that
thing.
happening? What kind of?
It happens
I'm pretty
a
sure.
lot.
It happens
Okay.
so much.
It's a
And
lot.
there's also the whole
But
thing of you can't
what kind
control.
of friends you have. That depends on the friends you have.
You can't control what other people post
Okay,
either.
so if we get rid of Facebook, well, what's going to be the big thing?
What's going to be the big thing if we
what's-
get rid of
what's
Facebook?
how are we going to communicate so much easier? Facebook makes it so much easier to communicate, so much easier to keep in touch, so much easier to make events, parties, groups, whatever it is.
Okay, well,
So
how did
much. To
how
share
did,
videos,
how did our
songs,
parents
music, anything.
communicate with each other?
All right, it wasn't as good back then, communication.
it's still
A guy from India and a guy from America, they can barely talk, only on the phone, get a card, all this, blah, 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 pay like $5.
That's so
Facebook,
not
you go on
true.
Facebook,
They're-
literally 5 seconds, you can be connected to
What do you
somebody.
call pen pals? Before there was Facebook,
Letters?
in third
All right,
grade,
this
I
is-
had a pen
this is
pal who was
2011.
from England.
Man, it's 2011, alright? We don't pen pal anymore, we Facebook, we message.
It
It's a
doesn't.
lot easier. It makes everything a lot simpler. You don't
It
have to
makes
wait for
everything
mail to come in. Oh,
simpler.
I didn't get your mail. No one does that anymore. Facebook's the easiest way to communicate.
It makes everything simpler, but what are we losing in the process?
also, like-
People are losing social skills, and it's like people don't know how to communicate with each other face to face. So how are we ever going to be able to communicate with
People know how to talk to each
people
other.
for
That depends on the person.
There's certain
Okay, I can't talk for everybody else, but I can talk for myself. And for me, like, Facebook's just the easy way for me to help communicate with people.
But there are things that you can't communicate on Facebook that you can communicate in real life.
Okay, then people meet with each other. It's not like, oh, I'm not telling you guys to stay on Facebook. I'm just saying it's an easy way to communicate with your friends, with people from outside, and to make new friends, or whatever the reason is.